Hi guys! So today I would like to talk to you about my Pokemon tattoos. I've been wanting to do a video about my tattoos, but I'm having a really hard time getting this together, so I thought if I just break it down for now and just go through them in bunches that are kind of related to each other. So I'll get straight into it. I love Pokemon. I always have. Well, I guess it's kind of a lie. When it very first came out, my brother liked it, and I thought he was stupid and immature, like in a kid's show. I just wanted him to hurry up and finish watching it so I could watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch. He moved out, and I went to go visit him, and I didn't want to do anything now. I was a stroppy teenager, or preteen, I guess. And he left his Game Boy on the table with just Pokemon Red in it. And I just ended up playing it because I was bored. I just hung around Pallet Town, catching Rattatas and Pidgeys and going into the Viridian Forest and catching Caterpies and raising them up just in that area. And remember when I found Nidoran, that was just amazing. I don't know, Pokemon started off pretty much everything that I am. I've always been someone who likes to collect stuff, and Pokemon just spoke to me that you gotta catch them all. Oh, catch them all. So I did, and I kept doing it. And so I've always loved Pokemon. It's something that's been part of my life since I was about 12 years old. I've always liked the idea of having a Team Rocket tattoo, because they are my favourite characters, probably of all time. I just love Team Rocket. I can't really explain it, apart from the fact that I know deep down in my heart they are good peoples, okay? They went down the wrong path. They chose a dark path to go down. They're not good at it. They're still too sweet to be really bad. When I decided to start getting tattoos, that was one of the first ones I was going to get. I'm going to try and insert some pictures around about here, because I found an artist called Sare, and she had put up some flash of Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny, and they had these whited out eyes and they just looked amazing. I probably would have been like, I need that joy, but it was already gone. And I didn't really like the idea of having Jenny without the joy, but probably all at the same time. It was all happened so quick in my head. I was like, she could do my Team Rocket. For years I just didn't know who would be able to do it. I just didn't want to have a Team Rocket tattoo that just looked like one of the posters or something, very like cookie cutter. I wanted it to look different, but I wanted them to still look like Team Rocket. And this style just spoke to me, because I have got a dark side to me, and I just liked that darkness about it and the whited out eyes. So I just messaged her and told her what I wanted, and she was totally up for doing it. But it was one of the first tattoos I'd booked when I decided to get a tattoo sleeve, because it is kind of like a bucket list tattoo that I've always wanted. When I'd gone in for my Permaid tattoo with her, we discussed it in person, and she said, did I want to have Meowth included in it? Because obviously he's part of Team Rocket. Let's just get rid of him. I didn't want him necessarily to be a big part of it. I didn't want him to be a focal point of the tattoo. I wanted it to be about Jessie and James. But I said, if you can incorporate Meowth into it somehow, that would be great, because he is obviously part of Team Rocket. And she eventually came back with a design, and it had Meowth on it, Pokeballs on it, had the smoky effect that I really liked. And she even managed to incorporate Wobbuffet as well, which is really, really cool. And then once, I was pretty much happy with everything she'd done, so I didn't ask her to change anything there. And then she sent me over 3 more pictures of them in different colour palettes, and I went with the one that looked the most like Team Rocket does. So I'm going to show you my Team Rocket tattoo now. So here we go. This is my Jessie. This does need a touch-up. It hasn't had a touch-up yet. And I'll be going for that in June when I get my next tattoo. So here's Jessie. I will show you a flash. Hopefully I've already flashed up a picture of it when it was brand new. But there we go. There's my Jessie. And then you can see Meowth right here. Then there's James. He's my beau. I love James. And he's holding a rose. I love that, because I do like flower tattoos, but I don't see myself getting many just tattoos of flowers, so I just love it whenever there's a flower incorporated into any of my tattoos. I was really worried about the white on the uniforms. Obviously you don't see much of Jessie's, but I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. There's a few little scarry kind of marks, but not many. This tattoo I'm very happy with. And then you can see Wobbuffet just down here at the bottom. And then you've got the Pokeballs. So I love this tattoo. I love how it looks from the side. I like how it kind of just like, just underneath the top of my shoulder. So this creates this little bit of shape that I just like. And I am gonna, I guess, kind of build around the tattoo. So because I have Jessie and James and Meowth incorporated, there is just one tattoo on its own. But there are some characters kind of missing from that bunching. And my next tattoo I'm gonna get is a coffin, and I'm gonna have him on my elbow. So if I've got coffin, I can't really not have Ekans. So I've actually been wanting an Ekans tattoo before I planned the coffin one. The coffin one was Flash that I just fell in love with, so I was like, I want it. But I'd already been saying to Sare that I would really like to have an Ekans tattoo done in a traditional tattoo style. I really have a hard-on, I guess, for Pokemon tattoos done traditionally. So like anchors and birds and swords, all those things you can find in Pokemon, and I just like the idea of having them tattooed on me in a traditional style. And Ekans is one of the ones I would like to do that with. So I will have an Ekans at some point. I'm not sure where I will put my Ekans. I wasn't sure where to put my coffin, but Sare suggested the elbow, and I was like, why not? It needs covering, so let's do it. My next Pokemon tattoo, actually that was my second Pokemon tattoo. My first Pokemon tattoo was my Pikachu. Kind of awkward to show you this one. Ugh. The lighting's really bad. That's my Pikachu tattoo. That was the first Pokemon tattoo I got. Pikachu is not a character that I've always wanted to have tattooed on me. It's just a character that I always knew if I got tattoos, I'll probably have Pikachu on me in some shape or form, maybe even multiple times, just because of how iconic and symbolic he is to Pokemon. I got the Pikachu first. I always knew I wanted to have my Team Rocket on my arm. There's also a back tattoo I'd love to have, and I've always known I wanted that on my back, same as I've always known I've wanted to have Team Rocket on my arm right here. So having him here, it gives me great pleasure to think that he is so close yet so far away from being captured by Team Rocket, still forever out of their reach. And that's my Pikachu one. So that, oh, I didn't tell you. So this tattoo was an all-day appointment. It was about 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that. It took to take. It took to do. It took about 6 to 7 hours to do, and it cost £350. Now, when I booked the tattoo, my artist was working at a different studio, and that was their day rate. By this point, she had moved to another studio, and their day rate was £500 for a day. But because I'd already been quoted and paid my deposit at the cheaper rate, I still got it for the £350. Excuse me. So yeah, so it was an all-day appointment, £350. I think it's a really, really good price, and I love the tattoo. Pain-wise, really easy. It was only towards the very end, like when most of the colour was done, and she was kind of going over some areas and putting the highlights on, wiping it. That is always the worst stage, but that doesn't last very long, because you know by that point it's almost over. It swelled up loads. I looked like a really muscly girl. It healed great. I used Sanaderm to heal. I use Sanaderm to heal all my tattoos. There's only 2 that I haven't healed with Sanaderm. All my recent tattoos have been healed with Sanaderm. If it wasn't for Sanaderm, I wouldn't be getting tattooed. I've got too much anxiety and worry to get infections to heal them the old-fashioned ways. With all my pets and my kids, it would just, I wouldn't be well. So yeah, it was healed with Sanaderm. I have a big roll, like a studio roll of Sanaderm in my bedroom, and that's my go-to, and I just use that for pretty much everything that I can. I couldn't use it on my fingers, so I guess there's 3 that I haven't used it on. I did try. Anyway, the next tattoo, oh, sorry, I need to go back to the Pikachu. So the Pikachu cost me £80. That was at the same studio that she originally worked at, but this wasn't done by Sare. This was done by Go Drown in Your Own Reflection. That is what she's called. And I actually have 2 tattoos by her. She did my pony as well. That was one of my older tattoos. So she did this one. It was just a piece of Flash, and there was 2 Pikachus, and the one I liked was this one, and the other one was taken, so I was really happy that this one was available. So it's like a watercolor tattoo, but it's done like an inky effect, like as if you've been using a fountain pen. And yeah, it took about 45 minutes to an hour to do, I guess. It wasn't very long. It was just an hour charge at £80, I think was the hour rate. And I love the Pikachu. I didn't think I would love a Pikachu tattoo so much. And funny thing is, I forget I have it a lot. I don't know why. Just occasionally I put my hand up and it's like Pikachu's waving at me and I'm like, oh, you're right, Peaks. I love it. And I love the placement with the Team Rocket. I don't know, it's just a little private joke in my head, I guess. My next Pokemon tattoo was my shiny Lapras. See, there she is. She's called Lavender, which is the name of my very first shiny Lapras in the game. And basically I just saw this was a piece of flash as well, and the artist who did it was Kerste, or I'm not sure it was Kerste or Kirsty, so yeah, so she put this piece of flash up. I think she'd reduced it because no one had taken it, and I had seen it about maybe a month before, something like that, and I thought it looked really cool, but I had plans at the time and I hadn't had chance to factor in getting another one, because it got reduced to, I think it was £100 or £120. I was like, yes, I need to have this then. I just messaged her and said, yeah, I'd love to take that now. Like, I'll pay the deposit right now, and can I have it purple so it's the shiny form? She was totally down. She was great about it. She was like, actually, purple would be really nice. And then when she saw the other tattoos that I had at the time, she was like, oh, it kind of goes really nice as well with the colours that you have to have it in purple. I just really wanted it purple because I wanted it to be shiny. I really love hunting shiny Pokemon. I have a lot of shiny Pokemon from pretty much all of the games, I think. I don't think there's a game that I haven't shiny hunted in. I've got over 300 unique shinies. So I'm building that shiny deck. If you're interested in my shiny hunting, you can go onto my Instagram for that, RC Chick Shiny Hunter. I'll put it in the description if you are interested in that. But there was a time when I was trying to get I think it was a Ponyta, and I got like 7 breaks-ins, and another time I was trying to get Nidorans, and I think I got 9 male Nidorans before I got the female shiny Nidoran. It was just I do have a lot of shiny Pokemon. I've actually had a big break from shiny hunting recently, and yesterday I put in some good hours shiny hunting for Ash Hat Pikachu, who you can't see is shiny, but it will have the shiny star when you find it, so I'm trying to get that. And I'm also hunting shiny Regirock, because I don't have many legendaries left to hunt for shinies, so I'm just trying to fill in those legendary gaps now. Anyway, I'm rambling again, but hopefully you don't mind too much if you're here looking for Pokemon tattoos and you like Pokemon. Hopefully you don't care too much. But yeah, this is my shiny Lapras. There's not much to say about her. She cost me 100, I think it was 120. I think she took about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And the pain wasn't that bad. The pain on the Pikachu, people were warning me before saying it's going to hurt so bad because of like the arteries and stuff. But literally only with the line work right on the butt did it hurt. And then that was it. I was fine with the rest of it. And this one was pretty okay as well. I'd say it hurt maybe more than the Pikachu and the Team Rocket, just because I think this area here is a little bit more sensitive. But it wasn't nothing to write home about or complain about. It was just, you know, I could tell it was more sensitive. And my final Pokemon tattoo is more obscure. So hang on, I'm going to just open the cans a bit. Even if you do like Pokemon, you may not get this reference. Oh God. We'll go back to this. I'm just going to show you it and explain. If I can. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see that. I will post a picture up, I promise. So it says Vileplume number 5 on there. So if you are an old school watcher, or if you watched it a lot, you might know what I mean by that. But basically, it is my Brock tattoo. I've got Jessie and James, I've got Brock, I've got Ash, and I need to get a Misty tattoo for her, because I love Misty, she's my girl. Yeah, so this is my Brock reference, and if you don't know why, I will explain right now. I'm sure you know, if you're here watching Pokemon stuff, you know Brock's thirst for the ladies, in particular Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny, and I believe it was in an episode, it's definitely in season 1, but I think it's one of the ones where they're in the Pokemon League, and there's all these Jennies running around, and he's saying, oh, that's the Jenny from this city, that's the Jenny from that city. And they're like, how do you know the difference? How do you know tell the difference between these Jennies? Like, they all look the same. And he's like, well, this Jenny wears her skirt slightly shorter than the others. This Jenny wears exotic Vileplume number 5 perfume. And when I was a kid, I always thought that sounded like a kind of cool perfume, to be fair. It wasn't until I got Animal Crossing and I'd left my town for a while, and this Rafflesia, this big weed had turned up in my town, and you have to get rid of all the other weeds, or at least a certain amount of them, which is like pretty much all of them, and then it will go away. And so I was interested in this flower. A lot of things in Animal Crossing have done that to me, where I've just gained interest because of its reference or mention in Animal Crossing, and I've looked it up and I've learned something new. Like the coelacanth fish is an actual living fossil. It's one of the oldest species of, it's just a living fossil, and it's really cool that it's in Animal Crossing. And then there's also the Pokemon link as well, because there's Relicanth that is literally based off of the same fish. So as a result, it is now my favourite fish. But also Rafflesia is my favourite flower because of what I found out. So the Rafflesia is basically a corpse flower. It smells like rotting flesh, and it's a carnivorous weed, I believe, and so it will attract flies with this nasty rancid smell that it has. It's got like no roots, no leaves. It's a really cool flower. Look it up if you're interested in anything like odd. But that is what Vileplume is based off of, is the Rafflesia. So once I realized the connection, I was like, that's so gross. Like, why would Jenny want to wear a perfume that smells like death? Like, why? What's wrong with her? Like, geez, ugh. But then it just dawned on me, like, he's so thirsty that a girl, as long as she's pretty, she can smell like a cadaver and he still wants some. It just makes me chuckle whenever I think of Brock and his lustfulness for ladies, and Jenny enjoys it. That seems to pop into my head. It's just the epitome of how desperate he is. But don't get me wrong, I love that about Brock, but it's just the truth. He is. I had that perfume bottle realised. What would it look like if that was a real perfume bottle? We couldn't put the exotic word on there because it just wouldn't have looked nice. The words would be smaller. So we just put Vileplume number 5. And that's actually in Sare's handwriting, which I thought was really nice. So she didn't choose like a font for anything. That's just her actual handwriting. And I think it's really pretty handwriting. Sorry, I'm looking at it myself, but there you go. I really wanted it to be a puffer bottle. So here's the puffer here, and if you do play Pokemon and shiny hunt, you will recognise this as the shiny charm, and that's just a reference to the fact that I love shiny hunting. I've wanted a shiny charm tattoo for a while, but I didn't really just want to have the shiny charm on its own. I wanted to have it be special or incorporative in some way, and when I thought I was going to get the perfume bottle, I was like, it'd be really great if we could somehow have this maybe attached to the neck of the bottle or on the puffer. So I got it added to the puffer, which I think is really nice. It's got this little tassel effect on the shiny charm anyway, so it just kind of, I don't know, it just looks like it goes and it's meant to be there, so it's perfect. And then you can see we've got the Vileplume leaves here, and this kind of like the perfume mist effect of it coming out. I think originally we were going to have that be like a toxic-y green colour, but in the end we went with just like this translucent-y kind of effect, just so it just looked a bit prettier and blended in with what else I had. I'm really sorry about angles. I will get better at this, I promise. Yeah, so that is my Vileplume number 5, and I have no more Pokemon tattoos yet. Like I say, I am actually booked in for one more Pokemon tattoo, and that is in June, and I do have plans for at least 2 more Pokemon tattoos. I want Hugo Side really, like, I would like a few tattoos by Hugo Side. One, I would really like to have a Misty tattoo with either Togepi or Psyduck, or Togepi and Psyduck together, or maybe just her on her bike. I don't know. Sometimes I think weird things, like getting references like carrots, peppers, and bugs, because they're the things she doesn't like, and I gotta say I'm not a massive fan of those things, especially bugs. I hate bugs. But either way, I need my Misty tattoo to finish up all my Gen 1-er, I guess, references there for the characters that I love. I need my Ekans tattoo, and obviously my coffin that I'm getting in June. The tattoo I'd like for my back is Pokemon related. It is a bucket list tattoo. So I've had this idea since I was like 18, and I don't want to share it. Maybe I'll make a video later of tattoos that I want to get and describe them in detail, but for now I'm just going to keep that to myself. So yeah, that is everything. If you like this video, let me know, give me a like. I really like seeing all the likes, thank you. There's not much interaction on my channel, so every time I get a like or a comment, I really appreciate it, and I do make sure I try and respond to everyone. I'm not great at my YouTube, like behind the scenes. I'm still kind of learning it. I know I should be better by now, I'm just not. I'm a slow learner. But yeah, please leave me a like, let me know, and I will try and make, I would like to do a big tattoo tour video eventually, but I'm having just trouble focusing. As you can see, go off on tangents and start rambling about stuff. I will try and, I hope I've managed to cut this down enough so it's not too rambly. Obviously I've got Steven Universe tattoos as well. I have 3 of those, so I could do a video just on those as well. And then I have 2 Zelda tattoos, and then I have some miscellaneous. So I thought I'd probably break it down like that. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see, or if you'd like me just to keep trying to do one big tattoo tour video. If you have any other suggestions of videos you'd like me to do, let me know as well, and I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Carrots! Peppers!